Hi everybody, welcome back. Feed the Beast with me, Sid. Um, let's crack on. Well, what have we done since last time? I was on. Well, we've built industrial electrolyzer and electrolyzed all that trash that was in the dust. So these things like the sodalite, bauxite we've gone through, a whole load of stuffs, some of which I've got no idea what I'm going to do with, but anyway, that's been done. You'll notice upgraded. We've got power tools now. Yep. So what else have we been up to? Well, just run outside here. You'll notice we now have a completely full tank of oil, and the building for the power station is now built. I've moved the oil well, that one emptied, so move that to the next oil platform. And I've also set up a space for my first multi-farm. So what we're going to do today? Well, today we are going to get the refinery sorted out and get everything set up ready to put the combustion engines in. So, got everything I need together. So the first thing we need to build is our refinery, which is moderately expensive, needing as it does a diamond gear. So let's get that built. Tank, diamond gear, tank. That is right, isn't it? Let me just check the recipe on that. Diamond gear, tank, redstone torch. Yeah, that's right. Ah, is it going to be awkward and want it to be? Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got the diamond gear there, that's all sorted now. The other things we're going to need to build. Now some of these things, now I had not come across these before, so these are completely new to me and were not discovered, but discovered certainly on this server by one of the players, Kazzy. Thanks, Kazzy. You gave me a use for these zygodite ingots, which we weren't aware of prior to that, so we'll get these thrown together. These are blue engineering blocks that we're making. And also some black engineering blocks. The actual colour of these engineering blocks doesn't matter, whereas for the other thing we're building, the blue is important. Okay, get that all down. And throw this together. Now, I previously thought this zygodite was pretty much useless for anything other than decoration and lights. But it does, it turns out, appear to have some use. So if I pull these down, this will make a zygodite valve. Probably far more than I need, but hell, who cares? Oh, and it's raining. Wonderful. So we've got valves. Now this particular recipe with the water will make zygodite water box, which are a peculiar little device. Stick that in there. Split those that way, and that will make us zirconium water. Now, zirconium water is effectively a water source block, but when connected to that it just keeps your tanks full. Now the final thing I wanted just to throw together was the thing that we went off to the Twilight Forest to build. So if I throw this lot in, including the maze map focus that we got from the Twilight Forest, we get an uncrafting table. Now what does that do? Well, the uncrafting table does pretty much what it says on the box. We stick an item in there, so say an arrow. It'll give me that one? No, it doesn't want to uncraft that, okay. Need to go and find something to uncraft. Let's try this Thormium pick. And it basically gives me all the items that went into making that item pack. It's not perfect, doesn't work for everything, but certainly for this big pile of crap that I've accumulated, various dungeon chests and everything, could be very useful. So yeah, that's the uncrafting table sorted. Now what else have we done? Yeah, as I say, we built the power station. So if I just jump down here, we've got the power station, power facility there. We'll break out quickly for a time lapse of that. And this building particularly going up. Psychorium lights in this particular facility rather than normal lighting. But we'll have a quick time lapse of this going up, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we've got that built. So the very first thing we're going to want to do is put down the refinery, which I'm not going to switch on yet, because the next thing I need to do is go and sort out the tanks. Okay. Turn the jetpack back off again. So, the way these work is using one of these valves. We can put that in. This is going to be the fuel tank. The rest of the structure is just made out of pretty much anything you like, as long as it's this structure like this. And then we'll bring it back out here, I think, actually. And to activate that, you right click and you can see we get this strange little graphic effect going on, and right clicking on that shows us we've got a tank with 57,000 millibuckets, or 576 buckets. And on this side I'm going to put a valve in here, and I'm going to have 4 valves in the top. This is going to be the water tank, and if I just activate that, turn it into a tank, again, same size. So place our water blocks on there, and this will basically start filling with water, and each one of those will basically create a bucket, about a bucket every so many ticks. So hopefully that will keep us well in the water stakes. So we can turn that on, and what we do need to do, oops, back on. Then I'm not happy with the positioning of this motor, but we'll deal with that later. So what we should see here eventually is oil coming in once these engines have warmed up. Yep, there's some oil. So that's filling up fairly quickly. Okay, one side full, 2 sides full. And eventually, give it a little while, we should hopefully see some fuel coming out. Anything? Okay, I'm going to just let that run for a while, and we'll be back as soon as that's started processing. Okay, slight cock up on my part. What I forgot is we require some power for the refinery. So ultimately I'm going to power it with the combustion engines to refine its own fuel. But for the time being I'm just going to stick a couple of Stirling engines in just to get us kicked off. And hopefully that will be enough. Meantime, I'm just going to quickly pop up and sleep, let the mobs go away. For such an expensive device, I can't believe it actually requires power on top of it, but then again, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I can't say for definite because I've never actually bothered trying to use combustion engines before. So we'll stick those in. Pardon me. Oops. Here. And if I just take that out, God, that is a little bit swift, isn't it? Stick that in there, stick that in there. We'll tidy this up with that, like that. Really ought to turn that off when I'm not in the actual machine. Stick some Coca-Cola in there. Go in there and let's turn that on. Ah, that's better. It's getting juice now. And yep, we have got fuel starting to process through there. But if I turn that off briefly, we can watch this fill up in this third tank here. Or maybe we don't need to. It appears that it pumps anyway. Oh, that may have been superfluous. Okay, so that's doing its thing. We're going to leave that working. And if we just jump over here, we should see, yep, we're at not even a bucket yet. This, on the other hand, is completely full. So we can get some piping down to bring that down, and that's still being filled from the pump over there. So the other thing I wanted to do this episode was to get started on the multi-farm, which is not any of that. This is all in the crab project table. So you recall last time we'd created these tin electron tubes in the thermionic fabricator. So what we need to do is make the farm blocks. Now the farm blocks themselves come in various things. So we can have stone brick, mossy stone, cracked stone, different bricks, but they all have to match up. So we're going to make that one, and that is basically a stone brick, 2 copper, 2 wooden planks, and tin electron tubes. And for the size we need 36 of those. So we should be able to do this. And 36 of those will make me 36 farm blocks. So that's 36 farm blocks, but we also need some structures. So the first thing we need is a gearbox. The gearbox is where the power will go into, and that uses a farm block and 3 tin gears. Only need 1. So that gives us a gearbox. We then need a hatch, which is that layout with a trapdoor in it. This allows us to put things in and out. So that gives us a hatch. A valve, which is a gear and glass. This is to put the water in. And a control box, which is a gold electron tube, which is exactly the same as the tin, but we use gold instead, and 2 redstone. And that gives us all the items we need to make our farm blocks. Now I'm just going to dump this lot off. The other thing I want is this aqueous accumulator and a pipe. Oh, I've got a bucket of water, so I can always go and get another one quickly. Okay. So I built this area. This is the size that the multi-farm will grow based on the block size we've done, and built this to give us access underneath. So let's just farm this, mine this out. And the multi-block farm structure is going to have to be 3 by 3 by 4. I'm going to have 1 layer projecting up from the top, which I'll just place in. So I'll start placing in now. of those. Oh, this is a little bit efficient, this drill. Okay, so if we start bringing this down, let's have a look. I'm going to want to put my acreage accumulator in somewhere down here. So I'll bring this down, these two down, and that one in the middle is definitely solid. Now I want my valve right in the bottom, and that's where we're going to feed the water up from the acreage accumulator. I'm going to need a slightly more pipe actually. I will have my hatch on this side. I'll have my gearbox on this side, and the control, pardon me, here. Right, so at the moment you can see this is still all multiple blocks. Now, the way you know when this has been done... What's going on with this bouncing around here? I don't know. If this has been built correctly, it will get this solid band around it to indicate that it's now a machine, and it's set for managed farm arboretum by default, so we can put saplings in there, dirt, fertilizer and power and water, and it will just tick away and run. So the next thing we need is some more water, and well, seeing as I've got to go out anyway, we'll get the aqueous accumulator in place, stick the wooden pipe in. I just need to go and get a stone waterproof pipe as well as another bucket. So if you can hear that on here, I don't know whether it's actually translating through. The dog is in the front room spazzing out, which is why you can just hear that kind of grumbling dog sound. Yeah, she does that. What did I need? Another waterproof pipe, that's what I came across for. No, pipes. Waterproof. Cobblestone will do. Doesn't need to be particularly fast for this particular device. And we'll just take a little sail down to the river here. Oh, just to get another bucket of water. Sounds like a party going on in there. Okay, and back out to the farm. Okay, with that we can now place our water blocks here and here. Stick our pipe up into the valve. That will just start pumping, no pump necessary here, and this will basically just start pushing water up into this. So with that in place, I think our next project is to get plenty of fuel going. Get that, there's some gold waterproof pipes down to take the water down into the power facility, and actually start building the machines, the generators themselves. This is happily chunking away. So yeah, I think that will do us for this episode, and next time we'll hopefully have combustion engines running, keeping cool, and providing lots of nice megajoules out for the farms and various things. We're also going to get into redstone conduits and redstone energy storage cells. So, yep, that's me. That's it. And see you next time. Thanks. Bye.